As we are once again live upon the internet, question mark, as YouTube isn't okay. Is it? Come on, leaving your YouTube. There we go. Seems that now we are alive upon the internet. As yeah, feel the YouTube part the last few days has been acting a little weird with starting up. At least works. It all works. So, and yeah, so some bit rates already on both places. Let's jump back in. And yeah, we're gonna jump into this character, and we're gonna. I should actually prepare it. As always, I keep forgetting to do some of the prep. uh, as this is 240904. Improving to. That's it. We're gonna record that second part of the improving yourself video, where we're gonna talk about self-analysis, basically analysis and then self-analysis, kind of in those orders. So briefly as well, just yeah, preparing some of those files. Yeah, let's get a thumbnail in there as well, and data will weasel. And we're gonna, okay, let's reset map. I think I'm gonna grab the glass again. We'll grab it. Yeah, we're gonna grab the glass again. What an AR again. Actually, I should grab Strength of 2000. And the Scorpion. I don't remember actually what I ran for the other one that time. Please familiarize yourself with the emergency exit. Also, now I realize I need to actually swap those two segments. Yeah. Because we're going to talk about a re-watching part. Then do I have... I think I do actually. Sorry. Look weird for a second. But I think I already have a capture for VLC somewhere. I do. Is this set up correctly? Oh. Let me not show that. Although there's nothing weird on there, but let's see, it's here. And I do this. Yes. Okay. I don't have a file at the ready, but we can fix that. Is this kind of likely the crop of... Do I have any? I mean, I do. Let's just grab, for instance, like this for a second. Is this set up correctly? There's a segment for things and stuff in the future.
There's redundancy, but is there enough redundancy?
Oh, it's set up for this screen. Okay, so let's set this up for a second because we'll need this later. Although actually I can just reset the transform. Transform, reset, transform. I haven't selected. Oh, it's locked. Transform, reset, transform. That's on a 4K monitor, so. Yeah. Why does it not align with the canvas? Oh, because of the taskbar. And the taskbar will be underneath. Yeah, let's keep that at the ready because we'll use that later, but not with that file in there. Let's get that file out of there. There we go. Yeah, let me catch it for you as well. I think I already said hi to Wild Weasel, but if I didn't, for the first time, otherwise, first time. Last Man Hunt Mission was good. Yeah, I kind of enjoyed it myself. We're gonna likely later on today, either later today or in the evening, or well, later in the afternoon stream or in the evening stream. Do it a bunch of times likely, and also in group settings. I'm kind of curious how it will work out in group settings, especially. But also, yeah, for solo, they gave people an easy out with just PFEing the boss fight, because it's only really the boss fight that will be any issue. Like anything else in there should not be an issue at all. I think for most people, and of course you can just do it on normal, which is pretty easy. Oh yeah, actually, do we have oh, your mods here. We have Lingmo on the map. No, at least not on the zone. It's the one I want. Although we got to farm a little bit yesterday for Lingmo. Actually, how many parts do I have now? I need to craft it down here and there. Although I've done so. Okay, we're still under 1K. Because these two, the Palisade as well, Zuya as well, I think. No, Zuya does have a cap. But yeah, the Lengmo and the Palisade don't have caps, so you can just keep stacking them. Yeah, let's go and. I mean, I feel if we're gonna do an intro, there's only really one place to do it today.
Purification tablets will be restricted until further notice. Please boil your water for...
Oh, he has different poses. Okay, this is gonna work out fine. Hopefully, he just stays like that the whole time. Oh no. Let's brighten this up. This is basically a double brightness. Yeah, let's make sure that the hard disk is ready to receive stuff. Because sometimes it isn't. Actually, how much space does this hard disk still have? Plenty. Let's take a bite of this because I just got home and we just jumped on. I should have actually just eaten this and then started, but then what? We'll do it this way around. Also, I should put pinned comments. Recording footage for YouTube video. The chat in between segments. I misspelled YouTube. As I pin those comments just so people coming in have understanding of what is happening. There we go. Stream ends. Yeah. Let's just do an intro and see how it goes from there. Should maybe do this with controller where I can do it a little bit more smoothly. Oh yeah, and also I need to not be on this scene, of course. I need to be on this scene where we don't have. Can I get? I mean, I can get closer and just have it be wider. Oh wow, they're coming in force. As we have double spammers there. And yeah, now they're double banned. How many account names they like are stealing from people basically. But yeah, let's get her going. Hi, I'm IKEA, and for today's what is this? What was that? Oh, what that was just a piece of food still. Kind of being lodged there. Yeah, let's try that again without my voice breaking. Hi, I'm IKEA, and for today's video, we're going into the second part of improving yourself. This part will be mostly about analysis and mostly self-analysis, how to think about what you're doing, together with some tools to actually do that, because it isn't so much just analysis in the moment. It's also post-analysis, which in a lot of games would be replays, rewatching replays. In Division as well, we can do that as well. We'll go into some tools that can be used to do that, if you aren't aware of them, and then also go into actually using those tools on your own gameplay, so you can take your time and figure out what you're maybe doing right, what you're doing wrong. Wait, so which of these can I go through? Also, wait. Now it's being extra annoying. Wait, is it just the controller doesn't? Well, camera's actually stuck behind the bed. That's interesting. Also, that wasn't a great take anyways. Let's line back up. Is it still? That's still like that. Because this is the one I can't go through, right? And then this one I can now. Wait, why can't I go through anymore? Is it because he's standing there? Can I go over the top here? No. I mean, we went through a second ago. Is it literally the width of this? Or is it just... Okay. Oh, we can just go around the side here? No. You know what? Then we'll start it in here. Yeah, we'll just use this. Yeah. Hi, I'm IKEA, and for today's video, we're going into the second part of improving yourself as we go into analysis, and specifically self-analysis, as we're going to go into how to actually think about what you're doing, somewhat in the moment, but mostly as well after the fact. We're going to go also into some tools, how to record yourself to basically watch replays, as in a lot of games that is a very useful tool. In Division, we don't have the actual replay system that you would have in, for instance, RTS or some competitive FPS games. Instead, we can, of course, just record ourselves and then do some analysis on that footage. And that is actually the core of improving yourself. In those moments, you will find what you are doing right and what you're doing wrong, and you can be honest with yourself. And instead of just going, it's the game, the game messed up there and I died because of it, you can actually be like, okay, no, I did something dumb and I paid the price. And we're even going to go into a moment where, for instance, I paid a price as I recently lost a hardcore character. We'll go into some of those analysis parts, but first we're going to actually discuss a tool that we can use to record ourselves for those unfamiliar with that. Although, of course, many tools exist for that. So yeah, let's jump right in. That was okay. As we're reading Keener his Miranda rights. Actually, do they have adding game source in here? Recording. Yeah, let's discuss this part first. Although actually we've broken this scene, of course. Where was Firefox? Yeah. Wait, does that website? Yeah, it does have great things on the sites. What? Why isn't it full? Fucking Web 1.0. Yeah. Let's. Hey, by the way, actually, I didn't notice this yesterday, but why is Keener's watch not red? Or is it red and it's just because of the... Because I did brighten it, so maybe that red is just... Let's... No. Back in the photo. No. Photo back there. Let me try. That's orange. That's not red. Why is Keener's watch not red? Why is this murderous assholes thing not thingy? Yeah, let's... Oh wait, that's not the right one. This is right. Yeah, let's do this segment first. And to start off with, as a tool to actually record yourself, I would recommend OBS, as that is free software available to anybody on any system as well. But of course, most people will run Division on a Windows, even though you can run it on Linux nowadays. And if you just search for OBS Studio, you will find a link to here, although I'll link it down below as well, of course. There are, of course, many softwares that you can use to record yourself. Most video card softwares, if you're running NVIDIA, will have Shadowplay, I believe it's called, for NVIDIA, and AMD will have an equivalent, I'm certain, which will allow you to just set up a key press to record. Most of them, including OBS Studio as well, will have an option, for instance, to record post hoc, so after the fact, where you can press a button and it was basically continuously recording, and whenever you press a certain button, it will save that actual last moments set amount. On PC as well, I believe the game thingy that it has, the what used to be called the Xbox Studio, I think on Windows, but it's no longer that. Also has those features. So there are many ways of recording yourself. I'm familiar with OBS, so I'll be linking to that one. Also, this is available to everybody, so it can be pretty universal. You can just download it from here. It is freely available, and they have this help on the top right, which can actually get you into a lot of the ways of setting this up. Also, it's very popular software, so if you just search for OBS Studio and then whatever, like recording gameplay, you will find what you need to do. But for the short of it, as we have here in the help section, as we went through here and went to game capture setup guide, we have basically just add a source. This is their system of adding sources. You add a new game capture. After adding a new game capture for Division, you don't need to set up anything else. It just works as is. You don't need to set up as it has, for instance, some utility modes for capturing other games that sometimes are a little bit more annoying, and some games do not allow for game capture at all due to their anti-cheat system, but that's not the case with Division. So you can just set up a game capture, set it up, and then just hit the record button, which is just down there to start recording. This will just put a file somewhere. You can of course set your settings to to alter all of those. You can even fiddle around a lot if you want to for settings of quality and such. None of those, of course, matter if you're just using it to record yourself, just to rewatch it. And then, of course, you can just replay those files in whatever viewer you want, in whatever file viewer you like, or movie viewer. I'll be, of course, using VLC in a second. And yeah, that is important to set up because we're going to use that again and again. So I wanted to get the software part of it out of the way. So recording yourself is actually very useful because in the moment you make other things are very much noticeable when you're not in the moment, when you're looking at it through without having to do the actions. You kind of suddenly notice how you are performing, especially if you also compare that to other players, because we can, of course, see other players play and kind of see what they're doing. Analysis is very important for that. So now let's actually jump into a scenario and actually do this. It was a little rambly and not that clean, but how long was that? I might redo that if it was too long, but I don't think it was too long. It was 4 minutes. That's not too bad. I should have looked up what the AMD name of it was. So let's have this at the ready for in a second. But yeah, first we're gonna jump back. What would be a good one? Thinking maybe control points. Also thinking about some of these missions, because some of these missions would be good as well. Because we're just going to record a segment and then basically talk about it after, while analyzing it. And I'm trying to think of like what mission has kind of places, setups and stuff. Or maybe a control point. DOA might be a good one, otherwise. Also, I want it to be early in the mission, so we don't have to. Capital might also be a good one because I'm basically forced to be out of range at parts. And DOA is a good one. And A40s. Sorry, a little bit late to some of the chat says, yeah, we're doing some recording. You know what? For good luck, we'll rub ourselves all over this tree. Actually, yeah, let's put that in the video. Also, then, yeah, I need to hit the start record button as well, actually. Although, of course, I'm going to record that segment. I'm an idiot. Yeah, let's just get going. Actually, let me set the mission. Did I? I did already. Yeah. And let's put that into practice now of doing some self-analysis. First off, the best way to improve yourself is to rub yourself all over this shaky tree. Because I haven't seen it just as a... But though, of course, without joking around, we're going to go into DOA. I am running in that class again, as we talked about earlier. This is a really good teacher because it's basically running around with a glass house. You know, it is very easy for your glass house to be knocked in. We're doing it with 3 directives. We're going to push in here, and the first part of it, of course, was positioning, as we talked about. So where do I take position? I'm going to just kind of sit here. I'm actually going to let them fall back a little bit, just so I can murder a few of these reds while I chain the heavy. This is then, of course, the triage part as well, where I kind of will go over which targets we want to murder first. That heavy, I can always just chain, and they will be very ineffective. When one enemy remains, the next wave will spawn. That's then kind of game knowledge and content knowledge in this case. Now, of course, all of this is also things that I know how to do, kind of, because once you're more comfortable with the game, it is much easier to kind of continuously do these things, even in the moment. But you can mitigate that a lot, very easily. We are still in combat. That's... third guy likely put down a turret. You can very easily mitigate that by just doing what I said a second ago of just making sure that you record yourself, and then you can, after the fact, just come back and have a look at it and go, what did I do right? What did I do wrong? So I'm here playing pretty aggressively, and we're going to analyze this part. And of course, yeah, I've hit record as also, of course, that is, you know, that's how you're seeing the segment is I have to hit record as we're recording this as well during a stream. And we're just going to have a look in a second as I'm going to skip the boxes there, as I of course know there is loot there. We're going to go and murder up to the next wave, up to and including the next wave, and be pretty aggressive about it, and then we'll come back and have a look at what actually happened during this whole fight. I'm gonna also because I have kind of a set way, especially with a red build, of going through this. I'm making basically mistakes on purpose. That's why that hesitation was there for a second. I'm gonna also use some of my tools that I have available, like that fire grenade that I just tossed out there. And I've also, in the traditional sense of a glass red, especially with fragile armor, I caught them all. Fragile armors are basically like Pokemon, gotta catch them all. I had the full 4 set. And here as well, we've reached a checkpoint again. And one thing you can do, solo, in groups, doesn't really matter. Of course, at any time you can, again, go back to the White House if you want to just reset med packs and your fragile armor and everything. Just going here, just going to the White House here will reset your med packs. If you want to reset your armor breaks, you have to go into shared space, which is, for instance, over here. Yeah, let's go analyze what we just did. I'm just gonna put myself somewhere quiet.
Please do not run outside the safe area. Sudden movements may be misconstrued as a hostile act.
We're gonna keep the game up. I'll just go into the void and just be like that. And I turn. Just as a quick peek. Yeah. So let's take that literal file. How long was that? It was just like 3 minutes. This is the one we're capturing, right? Yeah. And of course, double on there. I'm just gonna. Wait, which way is it? There, and then so this side, not this. Poke you in the eye. Modern technology. Yeah. Let's fast forward this a little. Okay. Let's put this at the ready. Let's hit this. Was F7 do any? Yeah, let's just not find that. Yeah, let's. And so let's record this one. Although actually, yeah, either way, and I'm doing well. Nice and relaxed day for me. So hope everybody has the same and is enjoying as much as they can their Wednesdays. And yeah, we're recording pieces of video here, so I'll be somewhat in my own world for here and there. Yeah, let's just go. And here we are with that file that I just recorded. Now, of course, in my case, it is what was showing on stream, so my face is also there in the corner. And we're gonna just roll it back. That is the core of self-analysis. This is it is literally that simple. Just look at what you're doing, and there is, of course, the thing of like, I already know what I'm doing. I can likely guarantee you. I can fully guarantee you that if you rewatch your own footage, you will find things that you're going like, what was I thinking there? What was I doing there? And on top of that, you can also just add, because we got through there. We got through there fine, right? We got to well, we could have gone through the entire mission, but we went through the section that I was intending to, and we didn't get downed. We got a lot of armor breaks, but also I don't care about armor breaks on a class, right? So yeah, let's just get started at the start as we enter the mission. So one of the things with positioning is, as we were talking about, as we look down this path that we're going to go, is where we were talking about tall cover and short cover, and also, of course, having height advantages when we can. Now, for instance, here, there isn't much in the form of tall cover leading in. We have basically that the little side container there, that blue one in front of us. We can use that, for instance, for tall cover, but the rest of it is basically all short cover leading up to them. That's of course made to be so to be a defensible area kind of for them. As we push in, I pulse using my build to help me. We could of course have a lot of other tools there as well. We could have a demolish a firefly that could be sent and, for instance, would destroy both of the grenade lady's pouches. That would kill them being red, that would instantly kill them, and then also chaining the heavy together with that as well. Now, to me, a pulse is much more valuable because it always kind of works and gives me the knowledge of where I need to go. So we instantly see there is a heavy there, and a heavy, of course, just takes some time to kill. There's no quick way of, well, some heavies do have quick ways of killing them, of course. The cleaner heavies, you can shoot their backpack and then shoot them in the face. The Black Tusk heavies have a hole behind their healing pack and such. But for a hyena one, you just need to go through one of his armor pieces and then murder him. So initially, this is then where triage begins. What do I kill first? We have two red grenadiers, a red assaulter, and we have a red heavy. I'm going to go after the reds just because I can kill them very quickly, especially with a glass red here, fully set up to murder things. They're going to die pretty easily, especially as well. They have waypoints that I can shoot and also murder them instantly. And that heavy, of course, I can chain him, the Black Tusk and the Hyena heavies, we can chain them and take them out of the fight for a second or two, and that will give me more than enough time to deal with the rest. Positioning wise, I'm kind of going to use that middle part of the entryway there, kind of as my split. So I'm going to split the enemies into two sides, kind of, where I can deal with one side without being shot by the other side. Now then, awareness, of course, part is just being the pulse helps a lot with that. I know exactly where the enemies are. I wouldn't, for instance, see what the enemy is behind the bus there. That is pulsed. That red assaulter, that would be invisible to me if I weren't using a pulse. That is why the pulse is that handy, because the rest, of course, I could see. A lot of people go like, why do you need a pulse, or you can just see enemies, and the answer is, can you? Through walls, through smoke, through darkness, through explosions, through being blinded? No, you can't. The pulse is a very useful tool, and I would definitely recommend it if you're trying to improve your game to run pulse for quite a while. It will also give you the game knowledge. So for instance, here as well, I know that on one enemy remaining here, the next wave will spawn. So that makes it that I will try to set up in a way that when I am down to just one enemy, that I'm kind of ready for the next wave. So let's let this part play out. So I take short cover here. Now, of course, I was kind of just setting up and kind of just pacing and kind of just thinking about what I'm going to do. Sometimes that's handy as well. Don't start. One of the biggest things that I can impart in you, if you're doing that at the moment, you should totally stop, is just see an enemy and just start shooting. That is one of the worst things that also makes you a very annoying teammate, if you weren't aware of that, because you're just scattering everything instantly. Just take a second, look at the situation at hand, and kind of make a decision. Just because you can shoot doesn't mean you should. Position yourself first, get into a place where you can be comfortable, do the triage, do the selection of the enemies, what you want to shoot, and then go into it. So yeah, here I've made my decision. I'm gonna go after the reds. We're gonna use that middle part, as I talked about, as our tall cover, basically between the two sides. Going for the weak point instantly, killing that one. On a red, it will basically, whenever you destroy one of these weak points, it does their health damage. It does a red worth of health damage to that enemy. So on a red, it will kill them with just that explosion. Then I'm going to chain the heavy, still using that middle part. I, of course, have an enemy above me that I'm kind of now looking for. They jump down, again, using their weak point. That heavy, of course, was disabled the whole time. He's now the last enemy standing, so the next wave has already spawned in. They're going to come out of the entryway that we're going to enter through. I'm going to just kind of shoot him towards the back, which is going to chain him, hopefully, as well, if I don't kill him. But, of course, I kill him. This is solo scaling heroic. This isn't that hard. Again, going somewhat for weak points, if I can, especially with those when they're facing away from you, it's pretty easy. This guy, not the greatest aim here, but also aim is one of those things that I will generally just fire, and if it hits, it hits, and if it doesn't, I'm kind of okay with that. I overfire quite a bit. I don't care much about my accuracy stat at the end of missions or anything, and because of that, I will fire much more than some people, where they feel like this is in cover and you can't hit them. Oftentimes you still can. You can just get a tiny pixel of them. And then, yeah, we follow that up by murdering him. I get an armor break here. If I really were concerned about armor breaks and such, I wouldn't let that happen, of course. But we're going to go out of combat here as well, because at the end of each engagement, of course, here, when there are no more enemies around, we go out of combat and we get healed. Now, that heal will not heal the fragile armor, of course, but I'm at glass. I'm expecting basically to always be at 4 armor breaks after basically the first few engagements. We're going to push in, go to the second room, as I'm here for first, though. That turret guy deployed the turret. That kept us in combat for a few seconds longer. Because I did want that health back and the armor. Here again, I'm going to actually... So this is the reason why triage is a little bit different than just target prioritization, as was brought up. There, I'm choosing to shoot an in-world object just to make an explosion happen. That will cause a bleed to these enemies and stagger them for a second, because that's just what happens to them. That stagger is an extra CC for a second or two. And yeah, I know that thing is there. That's then also kind of game knowledge. And then we follow that up by breaking the weak point on the rusher there, just to make these enemies basically combat ineffective completely. One thing though, if we go back, if I wanted to do this better, if I, for instance, was struggling in some way, when I'm coming into here, we have, again, if we kind of think about our positioning, because this is the thing about self-analysis, it's not just going like, I did this, it's what could I do better? So this is, for instance, what I did here on the heroic. We have kind of 2 short covers in front of us. We have that those little separators, but we also have a wall on basically right above where my character's head is at the moment. That would be the place where I would go, for instance, in Legendary, is either the 2 boxes stacked high on the left side, or that wall, and use the wall as my cover. Because as we talked about, tall cover is generally better than short cover. Tall cover, you can much more easily corner peek and not use the cover system, but use cover just as cover without actually using the cover system, because the cover system exposes you quite a lot. But this being heroic, I'm not even really overthinking it, because I kind of know that explosion is there, which I can use to kind of CC them. In this wave, on just the normal version, the not invaded version, or not the legendary version, there's always a rusher in this group. So we just hit the pouch of the rusher. That will, these 2 enemies are completely combat ineffective for the next 5 seconds, and they're 2 reds, and they're not going to live for 5 seconds, especially not as well when I shoot the pouch like that. Here again as well. So we're going to just rush in and just start blasting. I can get away with this. The build can kind of get away with this. This is also then partially build knowledge, knowing that this build can deal enough damage. It isn't a striker, but then also actually in this situation, except for that heavy, I could have kind of stacked on the heavy and kind of kept my stacks up afterwards. But this is a glass red, so this kind of has damage from the go. This is from the first second. It is actually outputting all of its damage, which is quite the benefit to a glass red. But then yeah, we have this situation again. Again, I'm not really positioning for defensively. I'm not positioning myself in a place where I'm going to be safe. I'm just kind of starting blasting. I know this wave is here. I know there's always going to be a rusher in this wave. That there's always that rusher that's at the end. Even a 4-man is always there. I'm gonna kill that guy and then kind of hit the rusher, and then we're just gonna push into here. Again, not playing too aggressively, but one thing I did do there, for instance, is put the, if we go back a second, the sniper, I'm kind of, until I kill this guy, I'm kind of putting them behind the wall. So I do know that they're there. I know that they can shoot me, but I'm kind of mitigating that by putting a wall between us, basically. killing that guy, killing that guy. And at the core of it, again, is always just trying to make it 1 versus 1s as much as you can. So once we had a few enemies left, I singled out enemies and tried to kill them. We're going to push through here. And the thing I'm going to do instantly here is here it is a little bit more important for me to take a little bit of cover. I know that already because there's 4 enemies. They're going to kind of be in that engagement kind of right away. So I do take here tall cover and kind of corner peek and kind of use that to make 1 versus 1s. I kind of need this, and I start working from right to left as the cover is on the left. I am kind of getting hit by the minigun as I'm poking out too far. There is here as well, there is actually by their left feet on our right side, there's actually a canister there that you can shoot and that will blow them up. I didn't choose to do so here, likely thinking that I could kill them quickly enough, which, yeah, I can. And I'm kind of keeping this position against all of those enemies, and then once we're done with them, we're pushing in. Here again, I kind of have the game knowledge, of course, and the content knowledge to know where the spawns are. That kind of stuff you'll learn over time. And it does help a lot because you know when to push and such. Because I know actually that until I push beyond those boxes in front of me, the next wave won't spawn. Here, I'm going to actually push in. And this was the part, as I was talking about in the video as well, that I kind of make actual kind of mistakes, so to say. Because, for instance, here we have this box in front of me. This is actually where I would go. I would kind of hide behind that white, tall cabinet kind of thing and shoot from there. I expressly don't, and I kind of go here. Now, here is one of those spots where I'm taking now short cover, but I'm still, there is this divider on the left side, kind of obscured by my character model, that will still kind of split the left and right. So this position isn't as bad as just being in short cover in front of everyone, but it does expose me kind of to everyone that comes out. One of the things is if you set yourself up in a position where you can shoot at everyone, everyone can also shoot at you. So sometimes a very overwatchy area is not the best choice because everybody can murder you as well. We use a grenade using the tools that we have available. A fire grenade is very handy. That's why also I was kind of survivalist here. All of the specializations have things that will help them a lot. If I was a demo here, for instance, or in the previous room, there was a bunch of people bunched up around that minigun. I could have grenade launched them. With a minigun, with a gunner specialization. Of course, I have some bonuses just going on kills and such, and the armor on kill. Although the armor on kill would not be very useful to this. That's why I also generally just don't run gunner on glass reds, because unless I'm LMG, mostly because that armor on kill, I don't have any armor for the unkill to help me with much. So yeah, be aware as well of your build choices, as we talked about. And yeah, this cover, for instance, if I was set up much more back and in that one position, I would have much more preferred that. But yeah, we pushed into this short cover. It worked out for us in the end, of course, because yeah, we're just on heroic. We're not doing anything too difficult. And then sometimes as well, blind firing, as I did there. When enemies are that close, like that rusher was, you can blind fire. The chances of you getting hit are much smaller. You still will get hit, especially if multiple things are shooting at you, but it is much smaller, and yeah, you can very easily kill something that is within 5 meters with just blind firing. And yeah, I'm kind of here hesitating on what target to pick. I was kind of fixated on that engineer there. I should have killed the shield guy first because he was always just going to be exposed. But of course, I had hit health gate here, and then that as a game mechanic, it is very important to kind of, especially for glass red, I kind of live on the health gate. Whenever my health gate gets broken, I kind of need to be aware of that. Of course, I have a hive to follow that up with. But understanding systems like that, where you know that if I get hit again now, I'm going to get downed. That is very handy to know. And then, yeah, we finish it off, of course, with killing these two engineers. They put turrets down, so that because of that, I'm kind of blind firing until I kind of noticed that that guy hadn't put his turret down and that the other turret was not able to shoot me from where it was because it's kind of behind some stuff there. And as we went through this, yeah, we can make some choices. So for instance, here, if I needed it, if I was struggling here, positioning myself as I did there was at the start room was perfectly fine. But then I was kind of out in the open against this second wave. I'm just kind of running around, running and gunning. I'm getting away with it because we're just on heroic, and there aren't that dangerous, and enemies here, hyenas as well, are easier than most other factions. We're just kind of dealing with them, but I'm very much exposed and in the open. So what I could do is use that structure that is kind of in front of my character there as kind of cover and concealment from some of the enemies. It's kind of splitting them up. Then dealing with whatever remains, so like that guy. When pushing in here as well, I'm kind of way exposed. I could place myself much more safely, but I chose not to because we're just going fast. This is one of the things as well when people talk about red builds and kind of, you can't shoot when you're dead. No, but while you're alive, you can kill everything. The damage is king for a reason quite often. If you can kill fast enough, you kind of can mitigate having other systems there. But then on top of that, you do need to have the game knowledge and such. For instance, here, CCing this entire wave with just hitting that rusher. If you don't do that, I would be dead, for instance. Same again with this other wave where we kind of use the second rusher kind of to CC all of those people on the left, on the right there, leaving only some of the people on the left. That kind of helps a lot. And even while exposed, I didn't even get downed during this entire part. And then, yeah, here is the part where I kind of know it's a little bit more dangerous because there are a bunch of enemies kind of set up to shoot me, especially that minigun. And here, then, I do take tall cover. I just start pieing the room, kind of making it 1 versus 1s, going down the line and kind of murdering everything. That is then also game knowledge. I know when to push and when to kind of slow down because some waves are, of course, much more dangerous than others. Here, for instance, we didn't have a full elite wave. But in a bunch of missions, there are actually full elite waves, and those are usually the waves that kind of hurt a lot more because there's just more health and armor to get through. The enemies shoot a lot faster as well. They will kind of take cover and start firing on you, where reds and purples will kind of have somewhat basically reaction times till they actually start firing at you. And then, yeah, at the end here, we did take a bad position, but kind of on purpose, as we exposed ourselves to everyone. But we got away with it again as well, just because we had the damage to kill them quickly enough. So yeah, let's put that one in the bag. Let's actually do this basically again, but with a different style of build. That was a lot of dogging. Yeah, let's do that. Let's go back here. Let's put that away. How long was that segment? 1923. Oh, wow. Okay. Wait, 1923? Really? Wow. Wait, how did it go that one? No, this one we're gonna do something. I mean, that's the that's the bulk of it anyway. Actually, these tabs can go away. I don't need OBS anymore. Yeah, we're gonna go to character 4 and grab Heartbreaking Technique. Take over the new game Delta Force. Oh, is there a new Delta Force on? Is it? Like, who is it?
Safe area entered.
Is it this one? Hawk Ops? Yeah. Wait, but who is this? Okay. Did they acquire the rights to? Because I remember the old Delta Forces. I quite enjoyed those back in the day. As one of the early voxel games. Even though it didn't make use of, you know, what we think of now as voxel games, that wasn't there. I don't mind something black to ski. So to think of what the fight's gonna look like. That one we have. This was an invaded DCD. Do I just go for an activity? I think I go for federal emergency. She was a daily for today. I haven't even gotten all my SHG requisitions yet. Oh, actually, this will be a good... Because, yeah, let's see. I don't get triple XP anymore, right? No, 700k. So yeah, it is just for... Because actually in the news thing as well, it says for all XP earned till a date. But yeah, it's just for 100 levels. Well, it's 33 levels turning into 100 levels. The double XP. Which I prefer that, but then they shouldn't say all XP. Because, you know, that's not how the word all works. Thing is, this has two good fights, but they're kind of a little bit apart from each other. But that's maybe okay. Actually, what was the daily? The conies and capital. Well, double capital might be worth doing. Otherwise, is there a New York mission that has a? How does Liberty start? I am Liberty start. Teams is that. Stranded. Yeah, let's do stranded. Chip here. Is there any chance for a good video about loot management? What's keeping what's trash? I wish everything stuff. Is there helping me? I will eventually make of it. The thing is, it's different things to. Loot kind of like with you know, build choices and stuff like that as well. It's very personal. It kind of really depends on what you're doing. There is no like hard and fast rules. The way that I generally think about loot, but the thing is as well, I'm pretty far into the game. I have a lot of builds set up and stuff already. I look at the stash only as is this item useful currently? Is it something? Because I have a bunch of pieces that are just in there, you know, like an extra courier backpack just to turn any of my fire eclipses into foam eclipse if we're doing like a heroic or a legendary or something. Some modification parts for builds, but the rest of it is mostly how long would it take me to reform this piece if I needed to. So for instance, like, you know, a blue cord Gruppo or something like that, I might keep, but just a full red Gruppo, I just wouldn't. If I don't have like a immediate use for it. Just because if I need that again, I'll just refarm it, re-optimize it if I have to, and I just have it. And then also, with it, for instance, a lot of people keep one of each named or something. I wouldn't at all. Like, you kind of, after a while, you'll kind of know which names you do and don't use. And especially once you as well have the descent blueprints. The descent blueprint help a lot as well, if we're being honest. So there is definitely, you know, getting all of those descent blueprints made it so, because I would keep, for instance, some DZ items that were things like, you know, like a Devil's Due or something, where I'm like, I might try this out again, or you know, they might change it, and it might be worth it. And with the descent blueprints, you can just toss all of those out. But generally as well, just tossing out a bunch of, like, are you ever really gonna use a search? Are you ever really gonna use, I don't know, Mozambique Special? Are you ever really gonna use? Because there's some that do see use, of course. You know, TDI card custom, lefties, stuff like that. But I might make one eventually. The thing is, it's very personal. It kind of depends on where you are, kind of as well in the journey. Because for me, of course, I have a lot of the builds and stuff made out, but then also I have 4 characters for that purpose. Because I can understand for a lot of people as well, they keep a bunch of stuff just because they're, you know, like, might want to try Tip of the Spear, but then I only have 1 character, so the 16 loadouts are kind of used. And then maybe if they change Tip of the Spear in the future, I want to have the pieces. But then also the thing is, for Tip of the Spear, unless you're doing things like red FI pieces or something, or PFE striker pieces where you're recoring them. If it's just for a red, you know, whatever build that is already red, you just go farm it again. It's half the fun anyway. That's everything else. Yeah, and just be you know, be pretty harsh when you're doing it. I've helped here and there a few people go through their stash, and it's basically, for instance, as well, anything yellow cord. Although, I mean, anything that comes yellow core and you're just like gonna use it in a yellow fashion, you can just toss that. Most gear sets pieces outside of System Corruption, I don't have any real gear set pieces in my stash outside of System Corruption and like 2 pieces of Eclipse to put into either mask slots for replacing Val, for instance, if for making foam eclipses and stuff like that. But yeah, the rest can go. Actually, let's go back here a second. It's more easily there. Let's just finish my XP cap and okay. That's not nice. And it is weird. It's weird that they said, yeah, it's all XP till that date, and now it's just 100 levels. Although it is 100 levels, like that's not nothing. I went up 100 levels in a day yesterday without even really trying. So, whichever video, the notes are pretty much optimal. So that sounds one of doing something else. Well, that's true as well. You have to kind of be harsh with like, because sometimes there is pieces of like, well, this might be interesting with, you know, a Cheska with like chance and damage, but then the thing is like, would you ever use that really? Because there are other pieces that kind of can do, you know, basically the same and better. But the thing, a large part of it is also just knowing what kind of works and what doesn't, which just takes time. It's just one of those things that just takes time. But I might actually make a video kind of with the philosophy and then leave out any like very specific things. Because it's also quite different if you're still donating and stuff, or if you need to keep some items for proficiency and stuff, which I didn't even talk about in even that long run. Background. Indeed. Or yeah, for instance, those kind of parts. Well, actually, that backbone isn't that hard. Although actually, yeah, if you're farming for that one is also going to get a minor adjustment, which I'm kind of farming for. Although it's annoying adjustment, so you don't per se need to go for that one. Where is it? Because it's on this character. But yeah, I'm trying to get this Lengmo piece off to the chest, where we can have a Lengmo crit chance crit damage glass. And then what you lose in this glass, you can more than make up. Well, you gain like 1% or 2, but you gain a little bit by going Fox's Prayer and having the detox from that. But yeah, that needs a crit chance, crit damage, glass cannon, Lingmo chest, which is a super unicorn. That because it comes with blue cores. So, enough yapping. Let's go record this segment. And for a second part, we're gonna do the same with a different build on Stranded Tanker on a different mission. We're gonna just push into here. I did put it 4 directives, right? Yeah. Because I can't deal with 5. I'm on a tech tank. I'm on the Heartbreaker tech tank. Just to quickly show that. If you don't notice, these are of course all part of my build collection and stuff. So you can very easily copy them if you want to. I'll link both builds down below as well. And yeah, this plays very differently. Has a very different amount that it can be aggressive. Also, it can deal with the cool skills. There pretty easily, so we have that up, as well as the backpack or the artificer, while it is hanging from the backpack, does not require charges to actually heal the shield. And yeah, we're gonna just push in, and as you can see, I'm playing very differently here. I'm rushing in. There is a mechanic, of course, to Heartbreaker that we now have to kind of deal with, which is getting stacks, getting fat stacks. And we're gonna get those stacks, and that's why I'm pushing this aggressively. I'm trying to get in and get my ACS on target, and the ACS, of course, does not really have really good effective range. We're gonna grab some ammo and pushing. I had some mementos as I was standing outside of the mission and preparing, and we murdered patrol, but that's all the mementos I had. As we have as well here. We're not fully stacked. I'm going to go upstairs here. So this is where we were talking about in the previous mission with positioning as well. Part of it is lines. I have kind of lines that I follow when I'm going through missions, and most of them are well thought out at this point because I've tried separate different ways and then, you know, kind of kept the best one. Kind of like, hey, this one worked out the best. Let's do it like that from now on. And then still here and there, I kind of look at what other people are doing sometimes, especially if you're matchmaking. You know, some people make quite different choices. We're gonna clear up this room, and while I'm playing very aggressively, I'm kind of safe up here because I can always get away from the ledge if, for instance, we had that guy coming up. And yeah, I'm just gonna burn through these enemies as we get the last few. That guy is dead once his backpack is lit on fire like that. And very nice of that guy to not send his drone after me. So yeah, we cleared that out pretty quickly. Yeah, let's go have a look at that in the future to the past. These missions are too easy. Should have maybe done the invaded variant or the manhunt variant. Yeah. Like where did that file go? Man, I'm in the wrong folder. Let's put that in here. How long is this? Let's yibber yabber a lot less here. Let me catch up to this. Yes, I sure. Yeah. You know what? Actually, you're not wrong. Let's actually. Good. Inventory man. Inventory man. Because I'll add it to the pile. Oh, yeah, I should totally do one of them. But yeah, it'll be a while likely because we kind of like the next 4 videos are kind of set already. So it's at least a month away at the very least. Lingmo, you mean like? I mean, do we mean Ligma? Because are we 4 years old? But yeah, no, he means Lingma. So he can use that to make the enemies, you know, ling his testes. Yeah, let's go back here as we have. Yeah. There we go. Yeah, let's just go. And here we are with the footage of that, what we just saw, and we're gonna go through it a little bit with here. Now, of course, I'm in a different build, a much more aggressive build. I want to stack, as I was talking about. We want to stack for that Heartbreaker as we have there. That means that I'm gonna close the range. Here, it is very exposed and open. I'm kind of revealing myself to all these enemies. There is, of course, the spotting mechanic of enemies. Basically, they take a second to spot you. So if you actually rush in towards them, as we see, they kind of spot me there. This being a red and a purple, an elite will kind of just run away real quickly. The second that it spots you, its first intention is gonna become getting into cover. That's just knowing enemies. A purple and a red, they're not going to do that. I didn't per se know that this was going to be a red and a purple, but even if it was an elite, I would have just chased them. So we're going in, we're stacking up Heartbreaker. Heartbreaker is now kind of on 80 stacks, 85, maybe 90 stacks, as we can see from the buff bar. I should actually at this point start swapping off. I shouldn't have taken that full reload on it actually. If I'm analyzing that, from that point onward, I should be using the TKB, because while the ACS, especially in these shorter ranges, does have the burst and such, it doesn't have the sustain. If I'm going and reloading it continuously, that is quite a long reload, and especially with the TKB as well, I can do things like, for instance, with this enemy. I'm too close range here, but of course they do have a weak point on their left leg from our facing on their right. I could shoot that. We're too close for that, of course. So yeah, I'm instead going for the headshots. One of the things as well, if you are close enough, a lot of people, I feel, avoid going for headshots quite a bit. They feel the target is too small. It kind of depends, because for instance here, the reason why the tech tanks can perform really well, even somewhat in group settings in the right content, like Summit, like in the open world, is they can close the distance and actually make use of a headshot multiplier. Now, of course, all weapon types kind of have their own multipliers. With the watch here, even without any brands or headshot stats going in, I have a 75% multiplier. Or a 1.75 multiplier on headshots. That is, of course, additive to the. So it's not a multiplier actually, but that is additive to the crit on this build, which isn't that high. The Heartbreaker tech tank isn't that high on that. And here we're just to kind of, as I went off on a tangent, we're kind of pushing in again and kind of being aggressive once again, because that's what this build is. This is much more of an aggressive build, be in their faces. One thing I am kind of doing though is, and that might not seem obvious starting out, because I could of course gone to the left and kind of engaged all of these people, but I kind of know if I'm coming from the right, and this is one of those things that may make other people seem a lot more competent when you see them play and then you play it and you go like, wait, but it looks so much easier for them. And that's because, for instance, here I have lines, for instance, as well, for an aggressive build like this or Hunter's Fury. I'm kind of putting this pillar up against that door. I know kind of if I'm coming up from this way, a lot of these enemies are going to be obscured by the geometry of the level. So those kind of things, you can then analyze other people, kind of go look at what they're doing, what they're playing, and then kind of go like, okay, why is their outcomes different than mine if they are? And here again, I kind of know that they're going to spawn once one enemy is remaining. That is generally actually the spawning of this game, especially solo. If one enemy is remaining, the next wave kind of spawns. So we're down to one enemy, so we're going to just murder him quickly. Here, you saw me run this way, and that is because I know as well they're going to spawn from the door that they spawn from, and also from the door behind. So instead of me being in between them, the thing that I'm doing there is kind of positioning myself, altering my position, putting everybody in front of me. That way, because of course on a tech tank, the shield is really the defensive part. Even though, as you can see there, I have a ton of blue armor there. So I can kind of just, I've killed a lot of people. And also by being this aggressive, I've picked up the kill confirms, getting me that bonus armor. And of course, as well from the stacking from Heartbreaker as well a little bit. So I kind of know I can be really aggressive. But I also know I don't want my back exposed to the enemy. And also I kind of want to know just what that enemy is, because now it's a rusher. That's not that dangerous. If it was, a heavy, which can't actually spawn here, but point still stands. Although, well, for solo, for in group settings, you will actually always have a heavy there. There's actually one enemy behind the other one. And I'm kind of positioning myself to kind of put everybody in front of me. That may not, and that's the thing with positioning. It might not be obvious, especially from other people, but it makes quite the difference if once you kind of think about positioning. Because here as well, I know these lines because I kind of have done them. So I usually go for the enemies on the right because I'll be less exposed to the people upstairs. I kind of go through the middle here to kind of have that pillar kind of block a lot of the enemies. Here as well, positioning, I have a kind of the line, I kind of know where I want to go. Instead of jumping in here and instantly engaging, I'm not even engaging. They're kind of in an aware state with that yellow exclamation point. They haven't actually spotted me and they're not shooting at me yet. That doesn't start until here, where that guy goes red. And when the red exclamation point is there, that's actually when the enemies know that you're there and they might shoot at you. So I got to get in pretty close before that happened. And again, doing the same thing, even though that I'm kind of half stacked on Heartbreaker, I'm just going to stack on this guy, push in, and then I'm going to use this upstairs area to kind of position myself to be over the enemies. First of all, that's kind of handy. Just being above enemies is kind of handy, even if they go into cover. So for instance, if that guy kind of went into cover, but I could still shoot him because I have a height advantage over him, and that means that I can still see the top of his head even though he's in cover. And especially, for instance, as we'll see with this guy in a second, here, of course, I can't have the pulse because I'm kind of locking myself. The build kind of requires the Artificer Hive and the shield. So I'm taking those two. Even though I'm not even using the shield much here, it would still be handy on later parts and against bosses and stuff, especially against Vivian at the end here. And yeah, from here as well, we're just gonna also using sound, because actually I didn't know where that guy was, except that he started to put that turret down, and then just the sound of him putting that turret down kind of pinpointed him towards my right, and from there we kind of spotted him. And here, this is the moment where he's in cover. If I was kind of on the same level as him, he's kind of hard to shoot. He's not much exposed, but being above him, he's very exposed. And yeah, next wave spawns, we're kind of going to keep this position up just to deal with the rest of the enemies. Here as well, I have the option with positioning, and that's kind of one of those things that you kind of have to keep in mind as well. We have some enemies downstairs. What I could do is actually pull away from the ledge. Then I can still shoot across to that enemy and not be hit by the enemies below. But the enemies below weren't really shooting at me. I would have done that if they were kind of shooting at me. And we're just cleaning up. Nothing too impressive. One enemy made it up here. They likely spawned right next to me, or well, in that doorway downstairs, and came up the ladder. And while they kind of spooked me, it's not that hard to deal with them. One thing I should have done there, if we were kind of min-maxing, if we want to like full output, which as we see here as well, it's not very much needed. But he was very close to me. He was in my face. I should have ACS'd him because, as you can see on my Heartbreaker stacks, Heartbreaker loses stacks a lot faster than Striker does. I'm already down to half stacks, and also it doesn't stack as well as Striker does. Striker basically for every hit that you make on an enemy gives you a stack. Heartbreaker 50-50 almost, it feels. It is very inconsistent in how it counts a stack. So I should have ACS this guy, getting myself back to high stacks, and then continue it. So yeah, let's continue on. We have again still the height advantage against these enemies, making it much easier to kind of deal with them. Here with the shield as well, the shield, if enemies are below you, if enemies are above you especially, they can kind of shoot over your shield. It covers you a lot more on the lower end, and while enemies can be very low below you and shoot kind of below your shield, that's not going to be the case for these enemies. So being above them instead of letting them be above me is really on the end. And yeah, this enemy chooses to go up a ladder and we just finish him off. So analysis-wise, if we're really going to go into it and going to go, is there any mistakes here and such? Not particularly, because I know kind of the limits of this build. This build as well, for solo play, is just completely overpowered anyway, outside of, going into legendaries or such. But on heroic, it's not going to struggle at all with these kind of enemies. I'm going in with my shield here and such. As we look a little bit later, I'm kind of giving up on the shield because I notice I just don't need it. Also, once my Heartbreaker is kind of stacked, because with that initial part, I kind of was expecting a few hits as I'm getting my Heartbreaker stacked. But once I have my Heartbreaker stacked, things die so fast that, because when we're talking about basically time to kills and time to clears, that was... with a lot of misses, that was likely 10 hits of the weapon with another 20 misses there, and enemies, even a purple, kind of melts to us. Pushing up here, it's one of those things that, where do you kind of place yourself? And especially if you can take a height advantage over enemies, just always do. There is generally not a downside to a height advantage. Sometimes it is an exposed area. You have to also remember the rule of if you can shoot everybody, everybody can shoot you. And then especially I'm kind of thinking of the towers in Tombs at the boss fight. Those are too exposed, for instance, to all angles. And also you still have an enemy above you in the form of Parnell shooting down on you. So for instance, there is a reason, but here there's not going to be any enemies above me if I go upstairs there, and I've tried basically going any other way, and then you sometimes have enemies on the left and on the right going above you, and that makes it really hard, especially if enemies are above you. You can't really shoot them while they take cover because they're basically not exposing anything to you. You can kind of shoot them from the sides or something if you have an angle, but here, just taking the high ground, and it's kind of over for them. These kind of things, you have to, just look at your own gameplay, and then also look at other people's gameplay, and kind of understand when you are kind of making mistakes or where you're doing things right in comparison to others, because that's also the thing. And part of it is as well, be honest. You don't have to just praise yourself, or if you are that, or if you're differing. Psychology, just berate yourself. There isn't an always all things right, all things wrong. For instance, here as well, I can use these pillars a little bit for some cover as well, especially from across. That's why this position upstairs here is so good. But the first few times in here as well, I would just go downstairs into the middle, not really understanding these things. One thing as well, after a fight, you can, of course, just run around a room and kind of, well, first of all, look for loot. For instance, this room as well has a chest underneath my current position there, kind of where you can, actually, let's go. Get that one as, for instance, if you go looking around, you will have, for instance, a chest down here, which you will find that you can grab, and, it might be something good. But also just... here and there, of course, in a 4-man or something, that's not that nice. But I have definitely gone around this room and kind of gone like, okay, what after fights, especially solo, you can just do the mission solo, or even with activities. If you run around the zone a lot, for instance, I run around the outcast zones a lot. So sometimes after completing a part, I will go like, okay, where did I position? Where could I position? And then a position like that upstairs kind of instantly becomes clear. So yeah, let's move on to another analysis, and for instance, one where I actually very much mess up. Why are they putting? So they've changed their tactics. Oh, it's been up for too long. They're putting something. So with the other one, they were putting like a weird underlining under best. Now they're putting a different weird underlining under best. I'm gonna guess they were getting banned with the phrase, and this is just enough that they are not getting banned with the phrase anymore. Yeah, let's go back here. Okay, sorry. Yeah.
Entering safe area.
Let's actually apparel this gal up with this Keener outfit. Is her hair clipped through it as well? Yeah. Less noticeably than the other one, just because it's black. Yeah, let's just go place ourselves somewhere quiet. We're gonna look at how I lost my hardcore. Yay. Because I already prepped it. How long was that part? No windows. I'm not trying to do whatever the fuck you think I want to do. Okay, 13 minutes. So how long are we up to here? 45. Okay, so another 5 here and then a 5 after, and then we'll have that done. So yeah, that one can go. This one, yeah. Are you getting triple XP from the update? Yeah, it's for 100 levels. I've already yesterday. Basically 33 levels. What would normally be 33 levels will turn into 100 levels. So oh, I'm not showing game there, but yeah, there. Basically, you have this amount. You can toggle these event details. You have instead of basically it being for 7.5 becoming 15 levels, it's now 33 levels becoming 100, which is is a decent deal. Yeah, let's record this last segment. Yeah, let's just get going. And here we're gonna, after of course those other two, I kind of know what I'm doing with some missions and stuff. That doesn't mean that I don't mess up as well. Still, we're gonna look at one of those mess ups, which is over here, which is how I quite recently lost a hardcore character as I was just running around and leveling them during reanimated. Now there is some mechanic things that we also can talk about here, but first let's just look at it. And of course, one of the handy things of streaming is that yeah, for instance, here I have the second channel as well. If for those that don't know about it, the VODs of streams go up on here. That's just to keep the main channel not as cluttered, as I do kind of stream to the main channel, but then the VODs go over here. This is the VOD from the year 24, the month 09, and the day 02 in the afternoon. And yeah, towards the end, I was kind of getting a little bit, especially, of course, with reanimated, kind of too courageous, too confident. Let's first watch it in whole, and then we're gonna analyze it, kind of, because in kind of the same style as we had a second ago. So yeah, I'm engaging an hostage rescue. This is in fact in Southwest, one of the zones that I kind of use a lot for farming. And yeah, I finish off that wave, the initial wave. They spawn right next to me. I kind of hit the rusher, but I missed the other two, and then I get murdered while revive hiving. Generally, of course, you wouldn't be revive hived, or while you're getting revive hived, you wouldn't be shot. There is actually a thing we're going to discuss towards the end of that, but yeah, what went wrong? And we can kind of go back and kind of look at what went wrong, of course, if we go back here. So the way that, let's go back a little bit more. I'm coming at it, of course, we have the full engagement there. I'm, of course, going to scatter them a little if you haven't played Reanimated ever. The allies also get hit by the clouds, and the clouds happen when you headshot enemies. I'm running Determined Hotshot here with 6 blue cores. With the event, that was still enough to one-shot even starting on elites, just from standstill in cold blood, so to say. And that made me quite confident. So I'm already a little bit high on my confidence. We're going to engage these enemies and kind of deal with them quite quickly. One thing is here, game knowledge-wise, knowing this area, as this is by Southwest, by the historic district, and a lot of people will know that as well. Recently, because of the manhunt, the final part of the manhunt, the Nix, which we are Nix. Manhunt leading through here. It is a pretty exposed area, and then the spawn points for this public execution are especially. You can kind of see it in the upper left. There is some buildings. They can spawn up there, and of course, right next to me on the right, kind of where they actually do spawn. So game-wise, I should have not positioned myself where I am, because I know they're going to spawn there. There's going to be elite rushers. There's always going to be at least one elite rusher with the defense wave of a public execution. So this is bad positioning to begin with. Here as well, I don't have a fallback option. One of the things you kind of want to think about, especially, is where do you fall back to if your current position is kind of, if the grenade comes in, if a flame grenade comes in, whatever, there's a lot of things that will push you out of cover. Where do you go next? So for instance, here, I'm kind of on this corner, and really the only place that I have to go is just to fall back and then just kind of wait for the fire to go away, or even fall back more further and just let them come to me. Generally, if you can have a second place kind of where you can go without also giving up the fight, that's kind of prefer. So yeah, here I'm just going to open up this fight. I'm taking one shot and I'm kind of waiting. This is just to get them to spread out, and also to get my allies to kind of get out of the cloud. As you can see, they're taking damage. That Scorcher is out of that cloud, so I'm kind of just taking those shots. And here I'm kind of just waiting for my hostage to go a little bit away from them. Usually when they reach the case where they're going to grab ammo from, or grab weapons from, they kind of don't take damage anymore, unless it's really close to them. So I'm going to kill the last guy here, and then we're going to have the spawn right next to me. So I instantly hear them. Here we have the sound kind of turned off, because otherwise, yeah, we're kind of I'm going to be talking over myself. I instantly see a rusher coming out. So yeah, that becomes my priority target. And here as well, this is the actual mistake, because generally the mistake isn't at the moment that you die. The mistake is usually far before it. So the mistake that I made was actually pushing out of that cover and kind of putting myself out in the open. But what I wanted, of course, is to kind of run out and get this rusher and maybe a follow-up. That would be enough to damage a lot of the enemies. But this is the mistake that will cause the death in a second, together with me missing my follow-up shots. So I get out here. I see a second rusher there, very importantly. So I'm kind of, that is also part of the mistake that I make here is, so I'm pushing out of cover. I'm kind of exposing myself. I'm now out in the open. This is a horrible mistake to make. I can't understand it though, because I've been very overconfident during these fights. Because also with if you look at how much armor I have, I could actually take a hug, be hugged by these rushers, and as long as I get out of the fire and not just linger in it, I don't even get an armor break generally. Depending on how close they are when they explode, there's a proximity to it. So I do get the rusher. And also that was actually a lucky shot on that part, because I wasn't, as you saw there, my marksman rifle was not actually fully accurate at that point. And then, yeah, I kind of missed that shot. The reason as well is I'm kind of trying to keep it for that rusher. And actually, I didn't really even want to take that shot, but I did. I miss a second shot. I miss a third shot. And at this point, I'm kind of realizing, oh, I'm in trouble. So I start to run away. I'm kind of out in the open, thinking there still though that it's kind of fine. I can get to cover either, or I'll get downed and I still have the hive, of course, to get me back up. But then they shoot me till I die. The positioning there was horrendous, and me also pushing out of my cover cost me that hardcore character. Which is fine. I know what I signed up for when I started the hardcore. I'm not mad at the game or anything, as well, because I've analyzed this and kind of in the moment itself, I kind of knew, like here, here is where I knew I had fucked up basically when I had hit my health gate and I was kind of just out in the open. Now, I was expecting my hive to get me, and it turns out that actually, as I went back in and tested a few things, is that if there is a cloud on the ground, that counts as your damage. There was, of course, that initial cloud that happened from that one enemy that I killed. When you do that, the enemies kind of consider you as still damaging them, and they will put you down if there is clouds around. So actually, for hardcore characters, it's very important to know this for in the future, because I went back and tested this a few times, and very consistently, generally, especially just normal enemies, not hunters, not rogues, don't finish off players if they are just downed and they're getting revive time, especially now with the very fast revive time that we have. They, especially as well, there were hostages nearby, so they would kind of just swap targets to them. But here, because I had that cloud on the ground, they finished me off. So that's game knowledge to take into the future, knowing that that is the case, and not being so haphazard there with it when I do have my revive hive with reanimated, knowing that they might well, if there's a cloud down, they will just choose to end me. And then, yeah, at that point, basically, at this point, it was already lost. I just didn't know it yet, and that's also why the reaction there of just the very saddest of the IKEAs. Also, weirdly, it says there you reach level 19, which I'm still not sure why it like why that says, because yeah, I was in SHE levels and we're SHE level 200 something, but this will also give me something to do. And also, I'm happier for it to be this way instead of a delta or a crash or some shenanigans. The game sometimes just shenanigans out and just murders you. This was just my mistake. I can deal with that. I can deal with mistakes. And of course, the thing was, I was farming hard and I was just becoming haphazard, becoming nonchalant about it, and paid the price. Which is exactly kind of how I feel hardcore should kind of go. So yeah, the verdict there is the triage as well was actually kind of bad, because I was kind of hesitant to shoot towards those initial two enemies that kind of as well cost me a few of the shots there. So if we go back to a little bit earlier. So when this first enemy comes out, I shoot him, of course. That puts the cloud down. That's also why the reason that I had these two follow-up shots as well. They were kind of, I was trying to save my shot. You can see him on the right. There's a second rusher, and I was like, yeah, I want to hit him, and that made me hesitant to take these shots. Because of that as well, I didn't think well towards his aim. I was kind of processing way too much at the moment. I should have just been on the moment and just taking these shots, put these shots in, and I would have survived. And yeah, that kind of stuff is just stuff that you can always work on. Even for me, this is something like with a hardcore, I should always be aware of my positioning. I shouldn't try to take risky moments because it's not worth it. Generally, you will have to level a hardcore character. So yeah, that is the self-analysis part kind of explained. Let's go to a conclusion where we recap everything and lead out of here. Yeah. Is that thing actually there already without Keener in it? Actually, at these moments? Because otherwise we'll go back to the other one. I was gonna say, it's just a wall, right? There wasn't even a door here. And yeah, there isn't even a door there. That's going to where Keener nowadays is. Yeah, you see dead hardcore agents? Yeah, that was how I lost my most recent one. As we got kind of haphazard with it and paid the price. Well, that'll give me something to do. I'll have to re-level a hardcore character. Kind of want to do it in this week as well to take to make use of that 100 levels.
I've got the biggest inventory in DC.
I know what I need to do here. Still okay. Yeah. Let's not clip through the wall. Yeah. And indeed, to conclude this video, I hope you found it informative as we went into some of the tools. First and foremost, to actually just record yourself. Part of this is just doing it. It's very easy to get into the mindset of, I already know what I'm doing. You really don't until you really look at yourself, basically, into a mirror darkly, as one does. And that will actually very much improve a lot. I feel having come from a background where I played a lot of RTSs and such, replays are kind of always ingrained into me as a very important tool, because especially in RTSs, you kind of especially didn't know what the enemy did. Generally as well, matches aren't won at the last moment. They're kind of won way before that. And without a replay, you don't really understand when that was. And of course, understanding what caused the win is very handy. In the vision as well, of course, we can just go and look at our positioning, make sure that our awareness was actually on point, making sure that as well with that, that our triage was correct. And then, of course, it helps also with game knowledge. Just looking back at certain pieces of gameplay will make you understand when things spawn, where things spawn. Did you go back to your bed, Keener? Because I wanna do a visual joke at that. Let's go back to New York and back. Let's see. So yeah, we have only a bit of time there. I don't know why that spooked me as much. Also, I started the conclusion part wrong, so let's just reset that. Stay this back to here and here. Actually, let's have a bite of this.
Safe area entered.
Okay. So we have a little bit till he starts to move. Yeah. And to conclude this video, self-analysis is one of those things that you just have to do at some points. And of course, you don't have to. If you want to improve yourself, it is one of the greatest tools that you have at your disposal. Coming from a background of RTS games, I've always been, the replays have been a tool that I've used quite a lot. As especially in RTS, man, let's start. I'm getting kind of weird. And to conclude this video, I would definitely recommend performing a little bit of self-analysis on yourself, using tools for that as well, using basically replay systems. Coming from a background of RTSs, I'm very used to actually having replay systems. Of course, Division doesn't have that built in. But of course, we can do exactly what we did here and just record ourselves and kind of look back at it and not go in with the mindset of I already know what I'm doing and such, because generally you don't. A lot of things will stand out to you once you perform a little bit of reviewing footage of yourself playing. As has always been the case for myself as well. I notice a lot of things. For instance, my aim is still horrendous, but good enough to get by. And over time, that will help you improve on everything that you're kind of doing. Because even before I even started streaming or anything or such, I would, for instance, during raids and such, actually record myself and just rewatch it, just rewatch, especially parts that concerned me. As you get better at the game, and especially once you kind of know the tools of self-analysis, you can also do it kind of on the fly. I would say I'm pretty confident nowadays that I kind of do that kind of stuff on the fly as well and can kind of analyze mistakes, especially when I get downed or something or get killed in such ways. I can kind of get to the root cause of it. And of course, with that, be honest with yourself. And that goes in both ways, both in being over appraising yourself, but under appraising yourself. You're generally not as good as you think or as bad as you think, whichever one you may think. And of course, there's always ways of improving to anybody, as it's a race with yourself. You're not against anybody else. Generally, it is much against yourself. So yeah, I hope you found this video informative or in some ways enjoyed it as we stand here and ring our bell at the Skinner as we just are going to torture him as he is our hostage for now. And yeah, in the future, we're going to go, of course, into the third part of this, although there's going to be a few videos in between, as the very next videos are going to be a few only tips, as we're going to go into time and also into door boundaries, as those are two subjects that I've been meaning to tackle for quite a bit. And then we're going to go as well in the next build showcase into strikers, just plain old strikers. Actually, while I do have a build showcase on obliterate strikers, that was kind of like my second build showcase a long time ago. It is not of the quality that I have nowadays, although I would say I've improved, hopefully, as I've performed some self-analysis on my videos as well. Yeah, we'll then go into the third part of improving yourself, which is going to be centered around group play and kind of group dynamics and how that changes this whole discussion. So yeah, I hope you join me for those, and as always, have a good night. Except you, Keener, you don't have a good night here. Have a bell. I'm going to stand next to you and just bell. But you out there, have a good night. I just wanted to do a joke at the end. That was the whole setup here. Yeah, let's go back to that scene. As yeah, we recorded all of that. I briefly want to see how long that turned out to be for me. One hour 20 seconds. So yeah, just around an hour. Which makes sense. We had to talk about it, a lot of stuff. Yeah.
I've got the biggest inventory.
So now that we've done that, let's go to a different character on this account. Oh, actually, wait. Nemesis. See if we can. Let's see what descent is. It's basically whatever it is. I might just do a Nemesis run real quick.
Entering safe area.
Envy. Okay. Yeah, I don't know if anybody out there is interested in a Nemesis run. If you are, let me know. Otherwise, I'll go in solo, which with Envy as well. It's very easy mode anyway. So, but yeah, if there is anybody that wants to join me for that, let me know. In the meantime, let's actually go get Danny and Cassie. Because it is Wednesday, and they are available. We'll go and get our friendly snitch.
For business.
Target is near you, Agent.
That's Danny. Let's go Cassie first. And then we'll go and do a descent. Okay, yeah, if anybody wants to join for that, let me know. Is he gonna say? Oh, for descent, no, I'm on the character that I wanna get the comm on. So I'm on the right one. So if you do want to join, feel free.
I've got what you need right here.
Also, so that new pistol they added, where are we gonna get that? Because I kind of was expecting it to maybe be the reward for the manhunt. But if it's not the reward for the manhunt, because I now just, because yeah, we have this, we have here, we're no longer proficient with everything.
Another agent is now
So
in
this
your
the
room.
harvest. Where are we getting this from? Yeah, but let's go check Danny real quick. What am I missing comms from the mana? You have to repeat it 4 times, annoyingly. There's only one boss that drops comms. And a lot of the other ones, if you repeat, with all the other manhunts as well, you have to repeat them twice to get all the comms from the manhunt itself.
Civilians in distress.
But this one only has one boss, which there was another one that was like this. I think it was Stovepipe maybe, or one other one. So you have to do it 4 times to get all the comms. But yeah, you can get all the comms for those that are concerned about such things. If you maybe have to, because yeah, last season we had some issues with that, of course. But yeah, I just did it 4 times and I have all the comms from this. Oh, that's about me. Oh, I'm still in that glass as well. Don't shoot him. Nice. It might just be that, I don't know. I was like, maybe they're just shooting at Cairo. But yeah, let's check Danny real quick and then. No, yeah, no. I did it on normal, just run an Eclipse and It's I just ran a clip till the boss fight, and then boss fight taking just like 15 minutes each. It's like for the completionists of us, it's not too big of an ask. Yeah, 1 exotic cache. I'll take the optimization and the crafting. Actually, oh yes, 3 optimization caches. I'll take all 3.
Let's do this again sometime.
I'm not gonna take the other things. Wait, okay. I was gonna say it was just delayed with the others. Let's pop all these already. Because optimization caches aren't too bad, especially for main accounts where I don't have watchouts. So I'll take 15 field recon and 9 other things. But then yeah, let's once we have that, I think Cairo got his as well, right? Or no, or maybe I already had him. Oh. Yeah, let's get the sent in. Well, 4 times in total. You will have done it once, of course, for the initial one, and yeah, it does drop it on normal, so you can just difficulty does not matter for that.
Shade tech prohibited. Access denied.
Quite the frozen.
Deactivating shade protocols. Entering combat simulation program.
Anyway, envy again.
Combat simulation program activated.
It's kind of cool actually. I do definitely want to do a somewhat deeper run with third account. Don't have any skills. I'll take the SMG. Not gonna take any skill. I know we're starting with a medium right away.
Room selected. Difficulty rating medium.
2 players, 2 doors.
Constructing hostile combatant.
And yeah, they're although it's completely random, but yeah, as not having gotten envy for a long time, at this point we can kind of say it was likely broken in some way. That it wasn't showing up. Now it's showing up again, and it's we done the no exit thing. Yeah, I've already done that one. I think also somebody was saying it doesn't work in groups, even if nobody picks it. In group setting, it still didn't count for them. But also, I could totally see that being maybe just a mistake on somebody's part.
Room selected. Difficulty rating.
But if you want to try it, I'd be up for it. But, or like if you still need it.
Hostile construction initiated.
Because at this point, I've done all of the descent commendations, including the flawless. Honestly, what I really need to do is still I still need to do the 2 easier commendations on on the incursion, especially. Well, not especially, just there. Alright. 2 rerolls to get ignited, that's not great, man. Which is just kill enemies while status affected and kill with 5 different skills, which very easily can be done.
Entering new room. Difficulty rating medium.
I would think.
Hostile construction initiated.
It's gonna be there. Oh, that was a head.
Console available. Supply station activated.
It's gonna take critical. Then I'll hope I get agonizing too. Because I'll have a red slot anyway for the next one, and yeah, re-rolling would be expensive. Yeah, let's take the... Because we'll be behind even still, because we'll still be on... Oh, the one thing I do need to do, and actually I need to do that likely with Envy. And we'll try that this evening maybe.
Difficulty rating easy.
Yeah, let's then indeed.
Hostile
Let's skip the
construction initiated.
exo pick. Because I would be curious to see, because we've also had 2 patches since, so it could either be fixed or it could have also just never been the case. Because also, yeah, the person that actually kind of brought it up, I don't completely trust their judgment. Partially with the company they keep as well. But then yeah, let's skip the exo pick and then we'll... Because with Envy it should be fine enough. If we get trauma, there's already 1 foam there on Kara. If I get a foam or something as well.
Room selected.
Or a fire.
Difficulty rating high value target.
None of the earlies.
Hostiles constructing.
Okay, far left.
Hostiles
Or far
spawn
right.
from
I'll go far
highlighted
left.
doors.
Gonna wipe the division out.
Knowingly that guy fell on his back, I would have loved to use his foam to foam this guy.
Tactical vest is fucked!
So I'm gonna boat skip here, which yeah. But yeah, you definitely need to do the Nemesis catch still. So gonna take the fire cam there. Because they either intentionally or unintentionally changed that to be that you have to beat the Nemesis at loop 8.
Room
Which
selected.
means picking all
Difficulty
hearts.
rating easy.
It's actually, I mean, I'm not completely against the idea.
Constructing hostile combatant.
Partially because it just forces you to play differently for a commendation, which is kind of what I feel actually, you know, achievements and commendations generally should be. Should be much more about just making you play in a different way for a little
Console
bit.
active.
Eyeless. And as soon as we generally,
Operator cleared to select
you know, even when we're going like deep runs, we just pick all easies, starting out just to go faster, because you only really care about getting deeper and just getting the boss rooms stuff. So.
Entering new location. Difficulty rating medium. Hostiles constructing. Hostiles spawn from highlighted doors. Console active. Supply station online.
I'm gonna take the preservation here, just that one.
Operator authorized to select.
And that one red slot, especially obliterate would be a good fit for that slot. And I still need trauma, so this will she'll be fine.
Room selected. Difficulty rating easy. Hostiles
Two upstairs,
constructing.
one downstairs.
Hostile spawn from highlighted doors. Console active.
Trauma. Yay, I have trauma.
Operator clear.
Out of
to select
context, that
new
is.
Room.
That is a little weird. Oh, boilers it is then.
Entering new room. Difficulty rating easy.
Two up there. Where's the last one? Okay.
Hostile construction
Let's take
initiated.
the two upper ones and then I'll cam the downstairs.
Console active.
Add a yellow slot. I'm gonna reroll once here. I'm gonna take this one unhinged.
Operator authorized to select new room.
I won't have enough for two slots, will I?
Room selected. Difficulty rating high value target.
All across.
Constructing hostile combatant.
I'll take. Oh, nothing. Mad. And we're not even missing the exotic talent, really, just because of how powerful. It's gonna be, of course. We need to do that for good luck. Or should give us multiple exotics now as well. As that's what I had the last time that I wanted to, or when I did my. I need the red. I'm gonna keep the rest of the currency to have a red and a yellow on the next one. Give me a weapon. Kinda need a green weapon though. Gonna take the burster. Yeah, I'm gonna take the burster. Then at least my skills are set. The burster, not very useful, but it'll become a blinder firefly on their end. So So we're on exactly 50%. We're starting on a medium.
New room. Difficulty rating. Medium.
Medium.
Constructing hostile
is it
combatant.
dark doors on? I'll just fix this there. Still one wave, so isn't too dangerous.
Console. Available.
I want obliterate though, not strained. There we go. One reroll for that is fine. I want to have enough currency for a red and a yellow slot. If I can get Sadas still as well, that would be really cool. Although I do have a way of getting ignited going with my fire cam. So it's not too bad. Been sitting the entire day so far. Is also doing a bunch of work stuff in the morning.
Entering new location. Difficulty rating. Medium.
2 downstairs.
Constructing hostile combatant.
Look downstairs. So one of the things I'm gonna
Console.
start working
Available.
on as well is the descent guide pretty soon. Because the skill one is done now, so that's kind of in the bag. It's good. Still kind of need to send it to a few people to have a read through for me.
Entering new location. Difficulty
It's in the
rating.
guides folder as
Easy.
well. So. Anybody else interested in reading it, they can just do so.
Hostile construction initiated.
Move it! Take you out! A soldier!
Console. Active. Supply station activated.
And it's around 3 o'clock, so we have the loudest ice cream van ever. I got the feeling that if I were to... I have a DB meter over there. If I were to go up against this thing would not be legal. It feels louder than like an airplane almost. Like,
Hostile construction initiated.
that's upstairs. Like, it seems obnoxiously loud. Some might even say illegally loud.
Immediate medical assistance needed. Console. Available.
I'm gonna take that eyeless.
Fire simulation activated.
Testing again.
Entering new location.
so
Difficulty
well.
rating. High value target.
Let's actually see.
Hostiles
Okay,
constructing.
so far left as
Hostiles
well.
spawn from highlighted
I'll take
doors.
initial left and far left. So I can send one like that, send one like this.
Frag him!
Got the last one. Or at least, hope it's the last one. It's the last one.
You can try and run.
Poor guy is on fire from ignited. He gets out of it and then instantly followed up with
Vital signs critical.
yet another blind. I'm gonna take another skill tier. And I have 3 chems. I'll be 2 red, 2 yellow. Or nemesis. But actually, wait, what percentage were we on there even? Are we even? Are we even? So we need 3 easies? Yeah. Need a green weapon. Just you need a green weapon. Ah. That's right. That's how much we need? We need 26.
Difficulty rating medium. Constructing hostile combatant.
So 777 plus 5, 26. Yeah. So 1 more medium room and we're not getting it. Also got 2 waves. Oh, also yeah. Also outcasts. Oh, I should.
No justice.
Oh. Unhinged and this weapon do not mix well. Looks like we'll get a loop 5 anyway.
Available.
Let's see in a second here. Should we take the bus room? Or we're locked into loop 5 anyway. Right? Because yeah, there's the yeah. We would need 3 easy rooms, including this one. So you just watch out for the boss. He can be a bastard.
Difficulty rating hard.
It's gonna. This is kind of set up here-ish. Actually, I'm gonna go help with the wave here.
Agent down. Serious trauma detected.
It's annoying that they murdered Cairo as well. Yeah, let's do the smart way, which is to just go around. Oh, that's not. That's LMG, dude. We can get the kill here. We'll risk it. I feel very silly if I don't. Is everything not really? What did they even deploy to my right?
Immediate medical assistance needed.
Shouldn't have. I shouldn't have.
Agent down.
Sorry.
Agent killed.
I should have just chosen the revive there. It's okay. Well, at least we can get a loop 4 now. Should realize how low my damage is with that also, Nexa. And a gray weapon. Sorry. Well, a learning moment. Don't be an idiot like me. And revive your allies. Although as well, if I have, the annoying thing is he of course has grenades and stuff as well. So my thinking was if I go for the revive, he's still gonna murder me because that's a long revive. But I should have just tried that.
Facility detected. Combat simulation
That's
program.
what we get for being
active.
overconfident. Once we're loaded in, we'll head back in. It's also annoying he had a med pack. And flame
Safe
rounds.
area entered. Shade tech prohibited. Access denied. Deactivating shade protocols. Entering combat simulation program. Combat simulation activated. No first skill again. See if at least we get some better picks. Being stuck in that AR or on that New location.
SMG was also
Difficulty rating
second.
easy. Constructing hostile combatant.
Got a target.
Console active.
It's my free talent this time, empowered. That's getting replaced. Yeah, it's gonna be a medium, right? Oh, is it? There's this.
Entering new room. Difficulty rating easy.
That's what we also get for picking a boss room.
Hostiles constructing. Hostile spawn from highlighted.
Bosses are still pretty chunky, as we figure out there.
Console active. Supply station online.
Let's put Allegro in.
Entering new location. Difficulty
Or at
rating
least 26
easy.
on this one.
Hostile construction.
Also kind of sucked that,
initiated.
yeah. It's setting us up for loop 5 anyway. Even though we couldn't have affected it in any other.
Deploying foam!
Console active.
Ignited here. It gives us
Room selection.
28%
Difficulty
on the
rating
start here.
easy.
Just
for 1 second. I'm just gonna...
Hostile construction initiated.
Cloning a bunch of tabs, yes. Had a bunch open, of course.
Console available.
Even get trauma.
Entering new location. Difficulty rating. High value target.
One on the right.
Constructing hostile combatant.
Not far left. Not far right, some bit right.
On my way!
Okay.
Lock it.
Someone gonna help over there, but was before I even got a step further. And let's skip again, indeed. Let's see if we can get Cairo his one, and if it's not bugged also, then we'll know for future. So. Because I have no skills yet. Just take the red. I'll have some bites in between because I am actually kind of hungry. And if there is foam, I'm gonna take foam. Just not enough for that. I'll take a med back already. We're exiting loop 1 with 28, the maximum.
Easy.
That helps a bit as well.
Constructing hostile combatant. Console active.
Resolution.
Entering new room.
Where's
Difficulty
medium?
rating. Medium.
Yeah, 40 for
Poison
at
gas
least
hazard
guaranteed 50.
activated.
Hopefully we still get 2 easies and we'll exit with
Hostile
54.
construction initiated.
Okay.
I can.
Console active.
And hit a glitch. Yeah. I'll take 1 stack of riflemen. Yeah, so 47, or at least 52
Entering new room. Difficulty rating. Easy.
at loop 2. At the end of loop 2.
Hostile construction initiated.
Set up here.
Console online. Supply station available.
Latest 52. That's still good.
Entering new location. Difficulty rating. Medium.
So now
Steam hazard activated.
for the restroom, for the rest of the rooms,
Hostile construction initiated.
if we have, we can basically have 50-50. Half of them being mediums, half of them being hards. We need basically probably, we need 4 easies in total, so. Out of 8.
Console. Active.
See if this time it doesn't send us to loop 5. I have eyeless, but I don't have the slot for it. I'll take another preservation.
Room selected. Difficulty rating. High value target.
So, 2 on that side, 1 on this side.
Hostiles constructing.
Gonna set up here.
Hostile spawn from highlighted
Shoot at
doors.
the end door. Sorry, did you die? Having fun, I'm gonna take some skill tiers. Still too many good reds. No, that's. None of these, honestly. Kind of considering that booster, but I'm just gonna take the pistol here. I'll just use that.
Room selected. Difficulty rating. Easy. Constructing hostile
So good they
combatant.
get the booster hive, and then they would have gotten a healing hive for that, which isn't as deadly, but it can make for annoying fights because their healing hives do heal for a lot.
Console online.
I didn't even think to look up there for an enemy. Surgical. It's only the only yellow I still really do want, but I do really want it as sadist.
Room selected. Difficulty rating.
That's
Easy.
2 out of our 4 needed easies.
Hostiles constructing.
Downstairs, the
Hostile spawn from highlighted doors.
Cairo. I'll go. Sit up here. Oh, that's right.
Console online.
We're getting a preservation.
Entering new location.
That's 3
Difficulty
out of
rating,
the 4
easy.
that we need, so... Out of the next 5 rooms, only one needs to
Hostiles
be easy.
constructing.
You would think we
Hostiles
would get
spawn
that.
from highlighted doors.
Which the game be a dick. Not give it.
Console active. Supply station online.
Bathroom again. Let's actually not take it because that would put us at 76% and then we're kind of in the same predicament. This will at least put us at
Entering new room.
78,
Difficulty
so we just need one
medium.
easy room in the next one instead of 2.
Hostiles constructing. Hostiles spawn from highlighted doors.
I'm ready.
Console available.
Let's not reroll too much. Still need a skill as well, so don't even get to have a good weapon. But likely this pistol will add to the AR.
Entering new location. Difficulty rating. High value target.
420. Okay, so it's all the other doors.
Hostiles
You
constructing.
go set up mid
Hostiles spawn
right-ish.
from highlighted doors.
Kinda. We'll converge on far right.
I'm blinded. Shit. Right there. Can't move.
Don't have a weapon in second slot. Trying to swap to a weapon.
I'm blind.
Serious trauma detected.
Luckily the poison ran out there. We need obliterate. That would help quite a bit. All right. Just a tiny amount of credits short of buying a second slot. That's fine. We'll buy that. Yeah. But M249 looked very appealing, but we're kind of set to hit Nemesis now, so I needed to fill up that slot.
Selected.
Bowman Blinder,
Difficulty rating.
that will
Easy.
help a lot with Nemesis. 2 on this side, and 1 up there.
Hostile construction initiated.
I'll go up there. Oh yeah, also 2 waves. Bad shooting on my part. quick deploy of our... This guy's somewhere else.
Vital signs critical.
Let's not die here.
Console active.
Strange and obliterate. Yeah, let's take strange and obliterate.
Operator authorized to select new room.
Even though my weapon isn't really set up for it. We can take the medium, and let's maybe do that. Guaranteed nemesis
Entering
at
new
this
location.
point.
Difficulty rating medium.
Even with an upgrade.
Hostiles constructing. Hostiles spawn from highlighted doors.
I can use some more red talents. Finish that guy off for me. There's the debuffs. Where are you going?
I'm coming for you, agent.
Might as well. Well, the Liberty a little weaker. Because we're checking if that exotic commendation is working
Console active. Supply station
in
online.
groups. Because there were some reports that wasn't working in groups.
Operator cleared to select new room.
But it's always handy to kind of double check. Another boss room. Knowingly as well, we can't take it with certainty because if the next room doesn't have an
Room
easy or
selected.
next corridor doesn't
Difficulty
have an
rating
easy,
easy.
we would have again pushed. Needed to push one further.
Hostile construction
Leave
initiated.
downstairs. The car is better set up for 2 doors. I need to pistol a little bit because save some ammo for the boss room.
Console active.
Stay a step on.
Operator
So
selected.
there's something.
Select new room to proceed.
Yeah, I won't have items. This is a medium here as well, just a little bit more credits.
Entering new location. Difficulty rating medium. Hostiles constructing. Hostiles spawn from highlighted doors. Serious trauma detected. Console online. Operator authorized to select new
We're
room.
making picks. That will help the pistol as well, because the Allegro wouldn't really be useful for the pistol. I'm already not hitting. It's RPMs. And I'm kind of...
Entering new room.
because of skill
rating,
choices as well,
high
kind
value
of
target.
messed up on
Hostile construction initiated.
weapon choices. Well, at least I've got 2 good skills. And so does Kyra, so hopefully it'll work out. Well, as well, 2-man Nemesis isn't too hard. It's only 2 Nemesises. Honestly, only 4-man Nemesis is kind of dangerous sometimes. Blow that up because I'm gonna take cover here for sometimes. Round's complete. Let me see whatever is on the left there. I'm just gonna just fall back a little bit. Also, my back's kind of exposed. I'll go after the other enemies first. Isn't there a... okay, put it down there. I'm gonna take another red. I can use it kind of. Normally I would take another foam. That would help a little bit. But... it's back there. Oh, and it just ended. Can't in my own world for a sec. How am I? I'm doing good. Hope everybody's enjoying their Wednesday as well. See if there's flame rounds here. No. There's hollow points. Yeah. Seeing as I'm stuck on 1 weapon, I'm just gonna take all the extra ammo or ammo cap. And yeah, there are 4 med packs, that helps. I'm gonna reload once and then
Entering new location.
retake.
Difficulty rating.
Okay,
Nemesis.
that's extra 30 rounds.
Room selected. Difficulty rating.
Not a bad run. I
Nemesis.
mean, yeah. That should be obvious by... like, we would need to be half that. But yeah, no, we are
Nemesis
doing a run
detected.
for getting no exotic. I have that commendation already, but Kara doesn't. But also, there was some talk that it didn't work in group. And I'd be curious to see if that
System
is
malfunctioning.
if that is the case. Kind of lining up together, which is annoying.
System back online.
Keep hitting number 2 weapon, which doesn't exist. But yeah, let's focus down that guy if we can. Fire can come in. If we can, let's focus this left guy because he's kind of damaged already.
Immediate medical assistance needed.
Got for the other guy shooting as well.
Hostile blinder firefly detected.
I'll take a heal here. I'll have foam in a few seconds as well. But yeah, we have envy again, so I will definitely try to get that one in the coming days. Trying to direct impacts kind of get swallowed a lot, so I'm trying to not do that. As we kill Keener. The thing we should do with Keeners is
Serious
kill them.
trauma detected.
Taking them hostage is not smart.
Simulation terminated. Collating data.
We got there, and we did so with no exotic talents. It was 30 minutes still. Anyway, we'll exit the DC. Is this Descent? Yep, this is indeed Descent.
Facility detected.
What does Descent give you?
Simulation program active.
Uniquely, it can give you resources for which you can buy reconstructed caches, and it'll also give you reconstructed caches for certain milestones, or at least at certain milestones you'll have certain chances at them. Let's go get the key chest as well. We have to keep that tradition alive. It's our dessert after a big meal of Descent. There we go, and grab ourselves this key chest. Also, yeah, we'll have a... Oh, actually, yeah, Cairo, if you can check. Did you get it, or... But yeah, that's the one thing that is kind of locked to that game mode is the reconstructed caches, and the reconstructed caches give you named item blueprints for almost all of them. They should eventually be all of them, but currently they're missing just 8 named items. But yeah, you get named item blueprints, so then you can just craft the named items. Things like, Fox's Prayer and stuff like that. You can just craft them instead of going for them. And also, it is quite different as a game mode. It plays quite differently. You don't have your builds and stuff. You make kind of a build on the go. And it's kind of a roguelike system where if you die, you die. That's the end of that run. And because of that, I quite enjoy it. It's very different of a game mode. It's very similar. It's all the talents of weapons and chests and backpacks that we already kind of know, but then kind of reshuffled. And then there we did a Nemesis run, but then you can also go very deep, which can take sometimes hours upon hours. But also, that becomes very much about breaking the game. Basically, past loop 10, there we went up to loop 4 and did the Nemesis there. But generally, when you reach around like loop 10 all the way to loop 25, it's basically easy mode, but it's also just it's kind of fun because you can be running weapons where you'll have a vector that has 3k RPM and stuff like that. So, and either pre-built. So, yeah, I generally do try to get my weeklies in partially as well for the collectibles on mostly this character. This is really the only character that I'm going for all of the collectibles on.
I can see you're making progress and finally on the move. Oh, that was a nice speech, by the way. Pushing the potential threats to the core and the rogue cherry on top? That was a thing of beauty. I'm not gonna mince words, soldier. The program hinges on this.
Okay. 2 days, right? Oh, Envy, you mean? Yeah, another 2 days, 10 hours. Basically, for today, depending on your time zones, but kind of for today and tomorrow and the day. Well, it should be under, like, if it's a new one, it should just be under your unclaimed, unless you don't claim anything. I'm gonna guess it's either tactical or combat. So knowing that, you can search in these. And there's a lot of them. Okay, so this is the sound loop 6. Actually, can I alphabetical? I think all of them started with descent. Yeah. Okay, so it's under, yeah, it's under combat, or no, under tactical. And yeah, we sort by alphabetical, and then it's descent basic award.
How many
Everything being
hyenas did you
impressed
kill
and
today?
disappointed by having done loop 40. It wasn't too bad even. It was on stream. It was like 6 hours something. It wasn't that long. I mean, it was long. Like 48 was also just like me going like, oh well, actually both of us going, were me and Pomic, and just going, you know what, we're kind of done, right? let's be done. Actually, yeah, I have the screenshot somewhere here. How long was it? Oh no, that's 21. Is this one likely? No, that's a 32. Where is the... It's another 32. I'm just looking through my screenshot folder. The descent end screens are pretty. They stand out, but apparently not enough because I can't find the one I'm looking for. Oh, that's a 32.
Thank you, Agent.
Okay.
Was it
Our
before
job is to
this?
secure this area.
Oh yeah, here. Oh no, this is the 43 and 649. Where's my 48? Am I just blind? Oh, it's this one. There we go. 6 hours, 49 minutes. Oh yeah. Wasn't that bad.
Wow, can't stop cheering.
Yeah, that's... Look at that key chest.
Move it out.
I have it, I'm sure I had it before. Yeah, you would have had to claim it if it was complete there, so likely you did it before. That's okay. Yeah. I don't have it on my second account. We might try there, but also I don't really kind of care enough. Generally, because also it's pretty easy to do solo anyway.
Hey, Agent.
Yeah, let's actually what I'm thinking is we might call it there for the afternoon. Shorty, but yeah, we recorded partially as well that improving yourself video, which I really wanted to get in
Hello there.
and done. And I might just because otherwise I wouldn't have time to do it in between the evening stream and now. If I hop off now, I can. I'm gonna go edit that and just upload that and kind of get that set up, just so it can be ready for the evening. So we'll call it there, but of course on the Twitch end we're gonna go a raiding. And yeah, thanks again, Cairo, for tagging along, and sorry for that first one. I should have just gotten them up, and just that would have been the safe way to do it. But we got cocky, and well, we paid the price. I got cocky, but but we got there in the end. Yeah, and yeah, thanks again. Yeah, hope you had some fun. Also, yeah, we're leaving it, of course, on because yeah, we can't level anymore ever, because we're on a 69. We're 2,406, 4,006, 4,000, 2,000, 20,000, 24,000 numbers. How did they work? 24,669. Nice. Jesus Christ. I missed that one. Yep. But yeah, let's go a rating on the Twitch end as we send everybody off to there's a few available, I see. How long have they been going? Also quite a while. Oh yeah, let's raid Stellar, as he's also just getting started. And yeah, I'll be back in the evening, in between as well. In the evening, we'll be in like 6 hours each time. In between as well, I'm gonna edit that Improving Yourself Part 2, the self-analysis part, and we're gonna get that uploaded and go into the evening stream afterwards. So enjoy some stellar gameplay as he is just running around open worlding by the looks of things. And I'll be back, yeah, in the evening. So I'll catch up on some of these last ones, and indeed, quite the brain fart indeed. I was just fumbling with the numbers. But yeah, we'll send everybody off. Enjoy Stellar, and I'll be back in the evening. And as always, have a well, not have a good night, but have a good day.
This isn't a bad space to set up in.